thanks to everyone's generosity, we have already got to £733.65. That is a silly amount of money, and it's very much appreciated. So thank you, thank you, thank you. What that has meant to date, at least, we've gone through a few things. So what have we done? We have sang our Welsh National Anthem. We've also turned on these Christmas lights. I've got them on a fader today, which I generally hate. But I thought, you know what? Let's spice up the background. Look at that. Spiced up my life. We had a community games night where we basically got trashed by Booksnail in Fall Guys. We have the reindeer onesie. That might go back on today if I'm feeling a little chilly. We played a horror game last night, and our next one is to sing Aladdin: A Whole New World. Following on from that, we'd have a goal for our visual novel game. That'll probably be Wednesday night, I'm imagining at this point. But hey, it could be today. We'll see. We'll see. You never know. You want to click and hold, then release. Or would you? Would you have it so you click and you raise your weapon back? And then would you do it that way, I wonder? I feel it would probably be harder that way. The easier way would be that you click and hold, and as soon as you get over a certain threshold, it'll start the animation and you can't stop it then. That'd be the easier way. What would be interesting though is if you had a click and hold to activate, and that basically draws your weapon back. And then when you release is when you do the attack animation. A bow would definitely work with the hold and then release. I agree. But what do we reckon about melee weapons? Does anyone have any opinions on that? Our next goal will be taking us a little bit further to have a scheduled play a visual novel game, which is something that I'm not typically comfortable with. So it will be a good giggle again, I'm pretty sure. So, okay, we're going to get back to... so, literally, I said, we're going to get back to... And then And the donation message from Softermints is, you are no longer caught up. What a delightfully generous jerk. Thank you, Softermints. I am not up to date. Softermints has given another 20. What's the game you're making? I'm very, very little into it at the moment. But, Guybrush Fox, what I'm looking to do is to make a first-person fantasy-style combat. So think like Elder Scrolls? Skyrim? You know, where you can have a sword and a shield, or you can have a big sword. And it's first-person, and that you can... just swing. I don't want very complicated combat. I want it to be a bit slow, a bit clunky, and a bit basic. Or like, there's not that much you can do. There's no barrel rolls. There's no like fancy little dodges you can do. It's purely like you've got to put yourself in the right position. You can block if you have a shield, and that you need to wait for them to attack and then go in with your attack. And that if you take damage, you're close to dying. It's quite a hardcore kind of approach to it. Is what I'd like. However, then we got the fun idea of. I was like, well, what else could you have in your hand? If it wasn't a torch or a shield, what else? I was like, well, you could be a bard. You could have your little trumpet in one hand. And then you can have a sword in the other hand, and you could buff yourself as you fight. And then that turned into Bernard the Battle Bard, which is now the name of the project. So I think we are still sticking with that kind of hard to fight idea. But the concept being that you are a bard who had his songbook stolen by the whatever monsters we have dwelling in this dungeon, and you need to explore the dungeon to find all of your song sheets, which are scattered throughout. And every time you find one, you remember how to play a new song on your horn, and then that means that you can do more. You know, you can buff yourself to take more damage. You can buff yourself to maybe be resistant to fire. That might help you deal with fire enemies or something like that. We're in a situation where we have a sword in our hand. And what's in our offhand? It was a horn, is empty. That's fine. We're just sword, and empty hand. Right. Yeah, got that sorted out. Now we can attack as well. So if I tap the mouse, it just says quick attack with my sword. Yeah. If I hold it and then I release it. Oh no! Where's my long attack on? Hold. Release. No! Why did it break? It was working. Anyway, we're all looking to see the sword, right? You're all you're excited. I can hear it. All right, so here we go. I've got my sword out. I can quick attack by tapping. I can hold, and then if I release, it goes cancelled long attack. I can stab a bit more. I go to do a long attack. Oh no, I'm going to cancel it because I need to dodge, and then All right, we're ready for the final blow. So we charge our attacker and we release it. The long attack has been released and we smash our invisible imaginary foe. Yeah. Yeah, big attack. Yeah. Oh, it wasn't long enough. Big attack. Yeah. Oh, it works. I know it looks weird what we're seeing here. This is just my placeholder. I've just got it basically when you wield a weapon to play a falling animation just as a tester. And it's only the sword that does it. That's why it doesn't happen every time I change weapon. Jay the hardcore, mate. Okay, so this is positive. So now what we need to do is actually get an animation that just affects like the arm. Really? It probably doesn't need to do the rest, and we can just pivot it at the shoulder instead of the upper body. Thank you everyone for coming to day 4 of the Honest Jam and fundraising for Special Effect. We've done great today. We've gotten over the 800 mark. Let's give quick shout outs to everyone who's donated money. Thank you to Benjo, Bizarrio, Softermints, Weightlol, Merlin the Wizard, Lolkichu, and Gillock as well. We've made a bit of progress in the game, but not a huge amount of progress. We've been doing a bit of work around getting the concept of mapping inputs using the new Unreal input system, and mapping those inputs to the wieldable that you're currently holding, and the idea that you could do a fast attack and you could do a charge attack. And now we're kind of trying to look at how we can then trigger some animations so that it looks like you're actually attacking, and then we can try and see, can we get some anim notifiers on those attacks and those animations so we can actually cause damage. It was taking longer than I planned, but hey, it's a non-cram, relaxed, stress-free jam. So let's enjoy it, and I'll be back tomorrow.